One.
Shall we test it?
The red one, specific, yeah.
I'd like to call the Central Falls Board of License Commissioners to order at 5:37 p.m. Roll call, please, Assistant Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Councilman Dugo, Figueroa,
Present.
Councilwoman Mr. Aguirre,
Present.
Councilman Mr. Ferry, Councilwoman Stephanie Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilwoman Tammy Johnson,
Present.
Councilwoman Shelby Maldonado,
Present.
and Madam Chair, Mr. Stanley Siegel.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda.
First item, Madam Chair, consideration of 2012 liquor license renewals. These items were tabled on November 10th, 2014. Would you like me to read these items individually?
Please.
A, Lemus Place, located at 499 High Street, Central Falls, Rhode Island, and they'd be applying for a Class B license.
Okay. Is there, is Mr. Lehman here?
Yes.
For the record, could you just state your name? Thank you, Mr. Lehman. So the last, we left off 2 weeks ago at our meeting, we were talking about continuing tabling the renewal until you had your CO. Can you just let us know where you stand with that, please?
Well, we did electrical plumbing and fire alarm. So I have appointment with the, my last appointment tomorrow with the building inspector, 12:30. And I got delayed with the electrical inspection. It was in Town last week. So finally I did inspection with William Thursday. So, you know, in my kitchen, that's all for the bar area and toilet. My kitchen, it's it's a little bit of issue. So
Could you tell us a little bit about your
yes,
kitchen?
kitchen, I almost down with all the plumbing system, all the gas pipe, or everything. So almost through with that. I only have to order the grease trap, cost me $35. So it has to be on the line. What they require right now is the electrical one, the big one, so not the old one. So you know, this is the issue every day with the new system, what they want. So electrical in the kitchen, just the light. I have the light all set. Got a study here. I don't know when they want to do the lights for me. So it's not a big deal with the kitchen. I have all my equipment in place there. Everything ready is there. So fire alarm, everything is done, inspected. The fire inspection for the kitchen, everything is done. So I'm looking, it's not a big issue with the kitchen right now. So I almost through with that too. So finally I got to inspect tomorrow with the car tomorrow. So I do what God.
Okay. Director Partridge, could you just step to the podium and give us as you know it as well, please?
Elaine Partridge, Director of Code Enforcement and Public Works. I visited Mr. Lena's business today, and I looked at his application for certificate of occupancy. And the electrical has inspected that they're giving him a temporary CO only for the bar and the dance floor. The plumbing and mechanical, same thing, bar and dance floor. The kitchen is not complete. The fire department has signed off, and Todd, the building official, does have an appointment for tomorrow at 12:30. I do not know if Todd will give him a temporary CO for the same area that he's gotten a temporary CO for. Only Todd can make that call based on his observations.
Thank you. For a motion for discussion.
So moved.
Okay, so, motion made by Councilman Ferry and second by Councilman Maldonado.
Under discussion, yeah.
Yes.
At this time, our next meeting is December 8th, I believe is the next council meeting. At this time, I don't see how we can give you a license here tonight until you tie up those loose ends. We've been fair with you, but again, December 8th, that gives you more time. But to give it tonight, I don't think we should do that. So you got more time theoretically, so we have a regular meeting on December 8th. We could add this to that December 8th, I believe.
I would like to point out, Councilman Ferry, that to give him the liquor license, which is what we're talking about tonight,
Right,
he would have to have an operating kitchen.
that's correct.
And I have seen that kitchen, and I don't know that December 8th is gonna get us to the kitchen part.
What do you think?
Oh, well, December 8th.
And if you can't make that, then I think we're looking at next year, because I don't believe this board can continually come back for special meetings for one or two licenses.
Actually, everybody knows how much work I've done over there. It's incredible work that I've done there. It's, you know what I mean? It's something that I do know myself. When I have money I paid, it just, you know what I mean? It's overwhelming. But almost to that, it's this much close. So what it is in my kitchen, I think it's a little more time, because like I said, it's the trap thing. They have to come, I call the thing, so I got the water in the line. And plumbing issue, it's almost done. And then the electrical, that's no, you know what I mean, no problem. It's just a few things there I gotta do. And fire, marshal, fire department, I have the old boots, which is the outside. I'm looking to do extend the heat when I open. So I don't think I covered them today, that's not an issue with the heat, so that's the old thing. So the only thing that hold me up right now is the kitchen trap.
Can you complete it by December 8th?
Well, I do my best.
Okay, well, that's,
I do my-
Again, I don't believe it's just a grease set. Sorry, Director Partridge. Yeah, sorry. Just since you were there, I'd just like to get a better understanding, but it's not my understanding that it's a matter of a grease trap.
It looks a lot more intensive to me. Mr. Lima did say that's what he was waiting for, but I did see water dripping from the sinks underneath. I have a couple of pictures on my phone. I couldn't print them out if you want to look at them.
My concern is this, quite honestly, Mr. Lima, this license has been part of the business since 2008. And so we're in 2014. So beyond that first year, for 5 years, that license was attached to your business and not offered to anybody else, and you were unable to use it. The last meeting, you were clear with us that you needed until that following Thursday. So that was a week ago this past Thursday, that you needed to get the rest of the things you needed done. We also continued your license through the end of this licensing year back earlier this year. So we gave you months, almost an additional year. So now here we are, and we're being told that we need just a little bit more time. Again, the liquor part of the license, my concern is that you need a fully functioning kitchen. So it's not the CO. The whole premise of the CO is to protect the public safety. So when you open those doors, you say, this is a safe place for the public to be. And my concern is it's not a safe place for the public to be, given that it continues to be unfinished. That doesn't mean that you can't apply again. It just means that right now, you're not ready for your license. And you haven't been ready for really the past 6 years. Anybody else? Sure, start. Yeah, start with, is Mr. Electrician?
Yes.
Sorry, I can't remember your name from the last meeting.
My turn.
Yes,
Mr. Smart.
would you, Mr. Spark, would you please state your name for the record?
Charles Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Warner.
Good.
Okay, could you just give us an update as to where you see?
The rest of the building's done. Bob, unfortunately, Joe said was away until Thursday.
The electrical inspector?
Electrical inspector
Yeah.
was away. He was in a seminar, which he has to go to. The state mandates him to go, so he was gone for 2.5 days, which kind of delayed getting in there. But he came right away on Thursday and released it, except, again, for the kitchen. Fire department, same thing. Everything's okay except for the kitchen. Plumbing, I don't know what Todd's gonna say.
But as far as electrical, for the
Electrical
kitchen,
in the kitchen, we gotta change some outlets, put up some lights. Now there's an electric grease trap I just found out. We gotta run a circuit for that. So basically, it's probably a couple of days work for 2 guys to get done. It's just, yeah. Once we're done and even the city's done, it's still the health department after that. Because you can't open a kitchen.
right, you can't
Without a
open the
certificate
kitchen.
from the health
That's
department.
correct.
So there's one more, after the city, there's still one more inspection.
Questions? Mr. Solicitor? How are you this evening? I'm great. Do you want to give us let us know what kind of liability the city might be in if we grant, to me, it seems like an oxymoron to give temporary CO, because a temporary CO is not really giving a CO. You're saying it's ready, but it's temporarily ready? Yeah, it's not. So to me, the whole point, our whole conversation at the last meeting was that he just needed a few more days to have his inspections done. And we're finding out that we have a lot more work. And then on top of which we have a kitchen that doesn't support food, which we can't then give the license.
I believe you could deny the application for a license, maybe your first option, your second option. You have the application pending before you, you could put the application on the table until such time as you wanted to review it. You could also, as I believe was done last year and for many years prior to that, grant the license but hold it with the clerk until the CO is received, and you have the authority to do that under the code of ordinances. Should be granting the license, but you'd be unable to pick it up until a CO was given to the clerk's office. Absent a different application for a different license, those would be the 3 options.
Okay, and again, what kind of liability do we put the city at in granting a temporary CO when, again, it would seem to me we need a CO. You're talking about a certificate of occupancy, which by definition tells you that it's safe for the public to be there. And that I can tell you, because I've been in that building, that there are many, many loose ends that don't make it necessarily safe for the public. I'm not, obviously not the building inspector, but my concern would be that we're putting the public at risk. Fire, regular safety, since we have temporary fire. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Assistant Clerk.
Mr. Chair, quick question.
Sure.
Even if he's granted a temporary CO, how is the health department gonna come in and give the clearance for us to get Department of Health and food handlers permit?
Oh, isn't that part of the temporary CO?
Well,
So,
you need
so
to have
as,
some sort of food to be able to
right,
serve
the-
alcohol.
right, so the alcohol component of it would have to be negated anyways. But we could table it, we could deny it, that's what I hear you saying, right?
Exactly.
Right, but I don't know how we can, again, I would say to my fellow council people that we could continue to move this along as we have and previously have for years now. Or we can let this go and let him reapply when he's ready and has his business in a place where he can actually do business. Yes, sir.
I'd just like to point out to the council that in the new liquor ordinance that was passed recently in August, the number of BV licenses went from 25 to 22. So if his license is either extinguished or revoked, that license is gone
Until another one becomes available.
until we hit 22.
Right, and another one
and
becomes
then another
available.
one would become
That's right.
available.
Matt?
The fire alarm is complete, so as far as they accepted that. It's fully functional, because there's 9 apartments in there, 2 on the other side.
But that part of the business,
The entire fire alarm, the entire.
okay, so, Director Partridge, do we have a sign off on that?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, the fire alarm. The only thing they didn't sign off was the kitchen, the hood. They might have signed off, did they sign off on the answer system?
Yes, they did.
No, they did sign off on the answer system. So it's just the hood and the hood cleaning contract, they have to sign off on the fire. But the fire alarm is fully functional throughout the basement, the bar, the kitchen, the apartments, the hallways, everything.
That's true. The fire alarm is working throughout the entire
It's
building.
all green.
But the kitchen is not functioning, so I don't see how at this stage, we can't grant the license, the liquor license. So really isn't a choice to grant the liquor license. The choice is to table it or deny it, as I see it.
So, sorry, I may have misunderstood. We can grant the license and then if the temporary, he can come and pick it up at the clerk's office. So we do have the option of granting it, or was I
You
misunderstanding?
could grant it subject to conditions precedent. So what I mean by that is you could grant it on the condition that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conditions are met. You could grant it on the condition that the permanent CO is granted. You could, on the condition that Department of Health signs off the application.
So just so you know, Councilwoman Maldonado too, that, yeah, they need a fully functioning kitchen to have the BV license. So it would have to be subject to all those other things being met. So it's not much different than where we continue to be over the last few years. I would just like to say that, oh, sorry, Mr. Ingram.
I went there, I went by today, and the place, I say he put a lot of money in the place. And I think it's not fair to deny that, but I think we can table that, but to deny this idea, because I see he put a lot of money in the place. And I think it's
Yes,
our
sir.
job is to try to help our,
Absolutely, I think the bigger concern is that we have worked with this business owner for the last 6 years. And it continues to get moved because of other circumstances. So at the last meeting, actually at the previous meeting to that, when we met with him, he told us that he would be finished. That he would be finished at the end of this licensing year. So when we came up a couple weeks ago, he said he only needed 4 days to get his license. So, let me just finish, please, thank you. So my concern, quite honestly, is that we're continuing to move this. If something doesn't get done in 6 years, what's the difference in 6 days?
Councilman Figueroa, if I can add to that. Am I gonna say that? Again, as a body, I think it's our responsibility to look at all aspects of this. And there are other businesses that would like to open, that could be ready in a timely manner, that are waiting for liquor licenses. There are only so many, as Solicitor Jurzik said, so we have to at some point make a decision on how long we're gonna string this along.
Can I interject in? I guess it's Chuck.
Yeah.
You sounded like it's only, it doesn't sound like it's long before everything be up to snuff. So I just, you got 14 days for our next meeting. Do you think it's feasible that in 14 days the work could be done? That's including the health department.
I can get my work done in 14 days.
I think that's more than fair. I mean, to continue to have a special meeting, stringing this along, I think that's more than fair to go to December 8th. And we can take it from there. And if it doesn't look like you're going to get your health certificate anytime soon, then we're probably going to have to either look at next year or take other action. Matt, do we have a sunset clause on a license?
We don't have a sunset per se, but we have an annual expiration, so if you don't renew, it expires. And
That
also-
is the sunset clause.
Right, and then also an abandonment clause, if you go 90 days without.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, well, it's never been banned, I understand. And I echo what Hugo said. I understand you have done extensive work. I understand it's beautiful, and the work that you've done. And I know you put a lot of effort and money, so. Again, I personally am willing to go one more block and say December 8th, but after that, you know, who knows?
Oh, I got stuck in the kitchen because everything was done, inspected a while ago. I mean, everything was done perfectly. I didn't pick up the license because how many
Well,
days?
I'm sorry, Mr. Lima, could you expand on what you mean, everything was inspected?
Yes, the health department, it was everything inspected, it was
So-
over, everything was over, because right now, how much, because I was trying to do something, more, more fancy, whatever, but
But you
I
had
have
it,
to
so
rent
let me,
everything up
so let me
front.
be
That's why
clear.
I didn't know I have to face.
So let me be clear, Director Barch, are you aware at any time that all of, the building was inspected at one time and had a CO?
I'm not,
Under Mr. Lima?
I'm not.
Yeah,
Okay.
the department went there,
But I'm talking in totality, everything was inspected. So you were able to get a CO, but then you did some renovations?
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to open the way I found the place, so it was so net, so, I couldn't open the place like that, and nasty bathrooms, nasty thing, I had to rip everything up, that's why I got stuck. There was so much things I had to do that, I said, oh my God, I should open the way, you know what I mean? That's why I got stuck, my eyes tell me that I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, it takes me a while. But
Well, yeah,
I was trying to do something like, I don't want that to do tomorrow. So that's why you see so much the people work, so much of everything I did there. Because, if I do something, I don't want to come back and do, because I am tired too with all the work. I mean, I don't have no life, no nothing, just work 7 days a week to get started, to get out of the situation that I am right now. That's only, it's not just my life, it's my health too, it's everything it means to me. So, but like I said, it's this close that I am right now. But the kitchen comes up, the last part that I have to rip everything, all the plumbing, everything, gotta do everything. So that's came up to the last moment. Because last time I didn't talk that the kitchen was supposed to include it. I mean, we can do the bar, as Charlie knows, right? We say, okay, to rent your license, we just do the bar thing, and then we don't leave the kitchen alone.
But the plumbing in the bar area is not complete either.
No, it's completed, it's been protected.
So
That's the drain for the ice machine like you see over there, that's the drain, that's what's.
But a lot of the equipment, yeah, but I saw it and it wasn't, not for my, and I've seen, it's not the first kind of time I've seen construction and I saw a lot of plumbing that still need to be done. I'm gonna reiterate my concern, which is that as a municipality, we wanna be business friendly, right? So this isn't specific to you, Mr. Lima, but I would say this, that for 5-6 years now, the license has been attached to a business. Watch someone's head. That the license has been attached to a business that has not been open. And it could have gone to some other business. So to me, that's putting other people, other businesses behind your business because you couldn't finish because you had ideas that you couldn't complete. So again, my concern is if we continue to move this down the road, kick this can down the road, give you extension after extension, that you're not going to finish. You told us the last time you were here that you only needed till a week ago Thursday. So your inspections were supposed to be done almost 2 weeks ago.
I thought the kitchen that I was supposed to be going, that's what I said right now.
But again, sir, that's your responsibility. You've talked to code enforcement, you've talked to the inspectors many times, correct? They've been there to let you know where you stand each time.
Yes, like I said, we were confused because we were confused that I was just a bar and then the kitchen come afterwards. you know, we'll work for two kind of situation there.
Is this your only bar, sir?
Yeah, this is the.
The only business you own that's a
No,
bar?
you know, I used to own a liquor store, I own, you know.
So you've owned a bar before?
A bar.
Okay, did you have food in that bar, sir?
No.
So what state were you in that didn't ask you to have food when you sold liquor?
No, I didn't say that I'm selling liquor with the food, I said I own a liquor store. with
Liquor
food.
store.
I mean,
Liquor
not,
store.
Not the
Okay,
bar.
I think that, again, we're just kicking the can. Another 2 weeks is a chance for you to continue to not get things done. You don't actually, do you have a plan, a timetable? People are scheduled to come in when things are going to get done. When's your grease trap coming in?
Probably sometime next week.
Okay, so sometime next week is now already almost 10 days from now.
Okay, but the plan's already there, you just put it in there. So, okay, tell me exactly what I mean, the health permit has to be there too, in the 2
Yes, you
weeks
need
from-
it, right, you
So
need an
they have
inspection.
road application, everything, so I got until the, what's the minute?
December 8th,
Okay.
Yeah, which is only, just so you know,
2
it's,
weeks. for-
yeah, 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks. Yeah, yes, Director Partridge, did you want to say something?
Well, first of all, when Mr. Lima purchased the bar, I was not in code enforcement. I don't know if it was up and running then. Mr. Lima has invested a lot of money. I think one of the questions you should ask is if he's financially capable of getting this kitchen up and running by December 8th. I think that's an important question.
So, Mr. Lemer, are you able to do it financially?
Well, let me go through something else right now. So I had things everything by hand, that we were supposed to open business a while ago. So somebody owed me a lot of money, $147,000 supposed to be up by June. And then there was a building that I leased it. So what happened is falling behind. So that's why I'm here too, because
So in the next 2 weeks,
Yeah,
sir,
so
is that, do you
yeah.
have the funds to finish
Yes,
it?
yes, I get a point of it. So, you know, I mean, that's my question you guys give me, that's why you have it.
I really don't want to be here in 2 weeks and have the same conversation. I understand that you've done a lot of work, but at the same time, it has to finish so that we can get the business going. And if it can't, then if it's a funding issue, maybe a little bit of time, because I know you do have apartments that you rent in the building, correct, and you own other property. So I appreciate the funding issue, but if you didn't know you had to do the kitchen, I don't know how you would have planned for that financially.
No, the kitchen part is just, like I said, we were confused about, you know, so right now it's a news for me, so that's what I said, it's the same rate, and then I do what I have to do. So the kitchen part is all, you know what I mean, it's all, like I said, we all think that I could get seal for the bar and then leave the kitchen for a little bit.
But
and
you
then-
can't, but you know, let's be clear, that you know that you can't open the bar with alcohol without a fully functioning kitchen.
Yeah, actually.
And that requires also the health department's
Well, of course,
stamp of
actually,
approval.
I was not gonna open the bar until the kitchen, because I already started working my kitchen there, just to move on with my license. Because I don't, how am I gonna open the bar with no kitchen, you know what I mean, with no food? It's impossible. They just want to do the liquor, so I can grant my liquor license, and then I already been started working in the kitchen, I didn't even know that the kitchen was supposed to go with the bar. So right now, it's already been started, so like I
So
said,
can
it's
you-
all confusing.
Can you tell me roughly how much you're going to need to finish the project in 2 weeks? How much money do you need to finish it?
Well, I think, I don't have much in my head right now. It just, like I said, the plumbing's over, it's done. It's the, she said was things dripping over there, but it's just a line, it's just a water line.
Excuse me, Madam Chairman.
Yes.
One interjection. Can we just table this till December 8th? And the onus will be on the gentleman to,
Well, quite honestly, Council President, I just want to make sure before he leaves this table and podium that he's clear that December 8th is the end, and that we're clear that he knows. I just don't want him to think that he didn't know something and that we haven't been clear about this. So that's why I'm making sure that we're crystal on this issue. So I appreciate that we want to move off on this, but since we've been here as a council twice, this will be our third time, and December 8th would be our fourth time, which I think is quite extraneous myself. I think that we've gone above and beyond to let you continue to move this across another year. I will tell you that as a resident of the city, I've sat in the gallery and I've seen you a couple of years ago been given a deadline and you hadn't met that deadline. So this isn't the first time, this is I think the third year I've seen it. So I'm just concerned that we're gonna just continue to kick the can. But anyways, any other questions on that? No? Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to table the license until December 8th, at which time will be our final time it will be on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
So, motion by Councilman Ferry, second by Councilwoman Johnson.
I just had one
Oh,
question.
yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
Sorry.
No worries.
That's it, that's all the time you can give them from December the 8th?
Um,
I put it this way, I do a lot of these.
Mhm.
I've done about 6 or 7 restaurants and bars, and I've done kitchens for the state, in the IMH, in the prison, and everywhere else. I mean, it's plumbing, electrical.
I'm going by what the owner's
Well,
telling
I
me,
know,
sir.
but
So I appreciate your
I'm just
expertise.
saying,
Right, so what you're saying is, us going out until the 8th, this is what I hear your professional opinion is.
Yeah.
That if we vote to move this out to the 8th, that we're just kicking the can to kick the can yet again.
what between what you two said, if this grease trap's not coming for 10 days.
No, Mr. Lima knows better since he ordered it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, I don't know anything about the grease trap, other than how it operates, and that it needs to be installed.
Again, I can see me being out of there in 2 days or 3 days, and then it's a plumbing, fire, building.
I understand.
Refrigeration issue.
I understand that, but that's what I'm trying, that's why I'm trying to speak with the owner,
I know.
so that we can be informed. I think we've given him every opportunity, and if he doesn't understand, then maybe there's an,
Doesn't. Tell them.
Yes,
I'm going to
sorry.
interject. Councilwoman Johnson is correct. There might be I don't know, there might be somebody else interested in the licenses, and it's not fair to be holding one license for 4, 5, 6 years, in all fairness.
Yeah.
So that's why the motion is December 8th. I think we've been more than fair.
There's nothing you can do about it.
no, we appreciate your,
I'm just saying,
your professional opinion.
From what I've seen, I would probably say, to be safe, because people schedule these things all the time, I would say 30 days.
But see, Mike, that goes back to my
No,
original.
that's, that.
No, that goes back to my original concern, which
Right.
was, we were told it would be ready over a week ago,
I
which
know.
was completely,
I know.
unobtainable.
I was here, I know.
right, so I'm not, this isn't personal to the gentleman, the owner.
No,
This
it's
is,
not.
we're just trying to understand, if he can't tell us, we're not doing the scope of the work, right?
Right, exactly.
I would just like to ask a question of the council. Obviously, this is something we're struggling with. We don't, after all the money he's put into this and the work he's done, we don't want to take this away. I mean, that's clear. That's why we're here tonight. We scheduled this meeting, mainly around this license. So I just, right now, we're saying